Hey guys, welcome back to DC Junction. I'm Mike.
I'm Matthew. Where are we?
I know, it's confusing, isn't it? Listen, you might be wondering because if you saw the post on social media or on our feed earlier this week, you might be wondering what's going on. Well, look, we did We Are the Batman for 160 episodes, 3 straight years, and we split the atom that is the Batman mythos as far as we think we could, and
That we were willing to do.
And there's nothing really Batman coming out right now. There's no movies. Matt Reeves' movie is still in the wind. DCU's not moving on anytime soon. There's nothing on the new Cape Crusader season. And, we've tried covering comic books, and you guys have let us know just how much you don't really care. Those of you that do, great. We'll keep covering it. But, it's not enough to keep the whole channel Batman focused. So, as we start branching into this new era of DC content with James Gunn's DCU and DC Studios taking off, we figured it was just a good time as we start, climbing our subscriber numbers and everything to just go with a pretty simple rebrand, nothing too crazy. And for those of you who are We Are the Batman fans, that is still going to continue in some aspect. It will continue to live on as its own playlist / podcast here on this channel when we have some Batman stuff to cover, when a new season of Cape Crusader comes out, when the new Matt Reeves movie starts going, as things start to actually happen again, we will still continue to cover it and give it the special attention it deserves on this channel. But for now, there's lots of other stuff to talk about.
Yeah, it just did it. I think even early on, I think we had discussions of like, how are we? Because I think the first 6 months, like it was nothing but Batman, and then it was like, all right, we need to open up the gate a little and bring in DC stuff.
Yeah,
and then now with as Mike just said, it's like, look, there's nothing Batman to talk about when it comes to media, and I think it's a good thing. I mean, we also have to fight the idea that, our social media tag was what so
it's nonsense. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
This, however, DC Junction looks like something, and it's easily recognizable. So it just made sense for us. But also, just because I'm good at what I do, I set us up in such a way that I didn't have to make the changes too drastic. I basically just changed a lot of our reds to blue and our blacks to white and yada yada yada, and changed a couple fonts, but all of our regular stuff still works. All of our regular graphics still work, like this one, which we're gonna need to go ahead and pull up right off the bat, because we sat there and complained that we didn't get another trailer, and then we finally got another trailer, and then just out of nowhere, on the day the tickets are going on sale, we get a 2-minute tickets on sale announcement that I dare say was just a full-blown look how much action and good humor is going to be in this movie, as well as y'all want to see just how evil Lex Luthor really is.
Yeah. We showed you Superman before. Now you're going to see Lex Luthor and how much of a what he is.
What a prick he is. Yeah. That line, man, that they chose him, let them die. Ooh, that's still hitting with me. It's sitting with me. That hit me in a weird way.
I mean,
what a trailer, man! To get this out of nowhere. Usually for like a tick for when its tickets are on sale, it's like 30 seconds. It's a sizzle reel.
Yeah. And I think like similar to that announcement thing, not the when you saw a lot more of the dog of whose name escapes me for Crypto. There we go. I don't know. I'm sober for like 30 minutes, bro. It's weird. But no, I think a lot of this was other angles of things we've seen or extensions of what we've seen already. And there's probably about 40% of his brand new stuff we haven't. And I think that was enough to, okay, you're not giving away the farm. I mean, we may have seen battles from the entire movie at this point, but it's not like, oh, I know exactly what's going on. Like, bro, Homeboy was done with that army that was attacking him, and I blasted everybody. Now,
Yes.
do we know why or who they were or what was happening? Nope. But it looked really cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I liked about this trailer is it's not. I don't feel like I know what the entire movie's about, but I do know who all the players are, which is important.
Yeah. Now I have a general idea of who's involved, and I don't want to say what their relationship is per se, but I'm starting to get the idea. You know, Superman and Green Lantern, and Superman is not exactly getting along with Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and Hawk Girl to some degree. But we also see that moments where Mr. Terrific, there's a lot going on. We also, we saw Superman punch somebody so hard their teeth fell out of their face and broke the fourth wall.
Yes. Yes, I like that.
I didn't know I needed that in my life. And now I want it's like can we set GIFs as backgrounds on our phone yet? Or is that technology available to us yet?
I think it depends on the phone.
I'd like that to be a thing. We need to find a way as the channel continues to evolve. We need to find a way to incorporate that into an intro at some point.
Yeah,
because that clip is just so good.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I noticed with this, and it's something that we've discussed before that I'm going to bring up again, is like it's pretty obvious we're not dealing with low level tech.
No,
like Lois Lane is flying a spaceship that may or may not be Kryptonian.
Well, I think we've heard and we've seen in some of the toys that have now been unleashed that's Mr. Terrific's.
I guess that's why it's a big T.
Yeah, T-sphere. Yeah.
So I think that this is really cool. I mean, the other thing too is like, look, there is nobody in any of the rosters of what we've seen so far that can split Metropolis. So there's a really big bad.
Yeah.
In this movie. Like
well,
Lex Luthor may be a total prick and maybe doing his thing, but I don't know that the engineer has enough power to split Metropolis the way it's being split in this movie.
No, and we still don't 100% know what that kaiju is.
Yeah.
By all accounts, that might just be a generic kaiju they're fighting in the first 5 minutes of the movie. We don't know.
I think that's what I think that kaiju is the this is what everybody can do scene.
This is the instigating this you know what, just because it's James Gunn, I'm wondering if that fight scene is going to be happening and the credits are going to be superimposed throughout all of it. You know what I mean?
Crypto's going to be dancing, Mr. Blue Sky.
I'm not mad at it. If it's as good as the intro to Peacemaker, are you going to complain?
No, not at all.
Not even one bit.
No, I think I was on board, still on board. Nothing has let me think like the only thing, but it's also one of those like, this is just what this guy looks like is, you know, the weird flying shot that we go around him. We've never seen somebody go around him.
Yes, this is I wanted to talk about that. The way James Gunn and the cinematographer whose name escapes me.
I'll look it up.
Thank you. The way because James Gunn has gone on the record of saying like a lot of the flying shots are practical.
Yeah.
That, you know, I mean,
Henry Bram,
thank you. I mean, like they're against a blue screen or whatever, but that's mostly him and they're just the way they're shooting his flying, similar to how we saw them do Matt Reeves in Matt Reeves the Batman, when Batman's using his like grapnel gun and going up police headquarters and there's that semi POV down shot looking at him, or like when he's gliding off and that's him, that's Robert Pattinson on basically a gyro stabilized camera. And that's kind of what it seems like they did, but applying that to someone flying at supersonic speeds.
Well,
I'm curious what that's going to look like in IMAX and not compressed the hell down on a YouTube video. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and with technology like the volume now, because I think if memory serves, they used a smaller version of that for Black Adam.
Oh, I am
for
not.
his flying. That is my
I'm
understanding.
not
Because they did.
super sure about that one. I'd have to
I only
actually.
know that because Wizard of the Bruiser covered it, and they were making fun of him about how
Mhm.
excited he was, and they were like, "This is actually really cool." But The Rock is a.
Yeah, like
But
anyway.
anyway, my point more is like it'll be interesting to see how they use that technology in this movie for
Yeah,
the flying scenes, which I think is exciting.
I am too, and that kind of gets us into like now as we're getting closer to when the movie is coming out. Again, we're in the month. We're in the last 4 weeks.
Hmm.
And if you guys didn't know already from our reaction video, Matt and I both we are not going to be seeing it together like originally planned, but we both got tickets to go see early screenings on July 8th in our respective areas. So we are going to go see it early. We will do some as out of fresh out of the theater reactions as we can, and then we will do some we will do our full review of it ASAP the next day.
Yeah.
So be on the
And my
lookout for
my
that.
I was gonna take my whole family, but I don't know how much IMAX is there. But it's $25 a person here,
Yeah.
and I'm not paying for 5 people to go,
No. I
especially because the nearest IMAX, the entire theater of this place has been redone and is super
oh.
awesome. But the IMAX, it's like we're still in stadium seating,
Mhm.
and we made the mistake of
That's how it
using
is
it
on
for the
ours too.
Flash.
The reason they do that is just because they want to fit as many people in there as possible. Ours are still stadium
Yeah,
seating too, and it's not the same. I can't go back. I when I saw the Batman the first time, it was in stadium seating, and I was like, this movie rules. Hate the chair. Hate
yeah,
the chair.
yeah. Well, I told you when we went and saw the Flash, it was like 5 people in the theater
Oh.
in an IMAX theater. It was the worst
Oh.
experience.
Oh, that sucks. If you're gonna be in an IMAX, that was how it was when I saw Dune 2. It was my buddy, and like 3 other people because we went to a late showing, and
Ah,
we could only get one in IMAX. So it was like, yeah, in this massive IMAX screen with 5 people. It's kind of wasted on you a little bit, but
yeah,
no, I get it. Yeah, I'm it does seem I'm usually not an IMAX person. I usually don't really
yes,
give enough of a shit. Like I rarely go to the theater enough as it is.
yeah,
And so, but as I've always said, like if I'm gonna go to the theater for something, it has to be for something really special. I also didn't pay for this ticket. So a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I got an extra one." And I was like, "You beat me," because I was swamped at work and couldn't get away to get to the damn website in time.
yeah,
And then I heard that it was crashing, and I was like, "Screw it. I'll just see it that weekend. Who cares?"
yeah,
So anyway, yeah,
yeah.
I'm over the moon. And this is me on the record as not being the biggest Superman fan. I am
Hmm.
very much looking forward to this. Um, Speaking of which, do we want to tell them the other thing we're planning doing Superman related?
If you tell me first. Oh yes.
Yeah, Matt forgot for a sec. Yeah. Also, because Matt and I were having a conversation today, I realized because I was just doing my daily scroll through shorts or reels, whatever, and it was like this scene from All Star Superman, the animated movie, and I realized, wait a minute, I don't think I've ever actually seen the All Star Superman animated movie because the movie that I kept pulling from in my brain was a different movie.
Yes.
So since James Gunn has said that All Star Superman is kind of like the one of the big inspirations for his new movie, and since apparently I've never seen it, um, and I know I, I feel like I've read it, but now I'm starting to wonder if maybe I've also have never read it. You know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah.
like now I'm not sure.
I think I've
So
done that read that I do where I'm like, I want to read this, and then I start reading it, it becomes very uninteresting. So then I just like skim it, and that's what happened with Supergirl. Is like I read the first 2 issues, and I was like, I'm just not.
I will say I did finally finish Super. I finally had the time to finish
Okay.
Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Very good read. As I said before, it does not read like a comic book. It reads like a fantasy novel.
Yeah.
So
It's Tom King, so it's
it's Tom King.
wordy.
It's hefty.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And is
But
Lobo in it? No, right?
no, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. You have to read it.
I'll just watch a movie.
But it does make me more. It does make me go, oh, I'd watch this movie. It like having read it, I will go, I'd watch this movie. I would 100% watch this movie.
So all that to say, we're going to do reaction of All Star Superman, and we're going to make sure we read, and I will actually read the whole thing this time.
Yes,
and
I think Matt's going to read it. I'm going to go in blind because I truly don't know. I really and truly don't know, and so I kind of just want to go in totally blind and just
I think I've watched it. But I think, like I was telling you, is like I think back then I started getting really mad because I wasn't enjoying a lot of those. Because especially because I was buying the DVDs every single time, and back then those DVDs were like $25.
And that's what it was. Is it was coming out when they were coming out with a different one like every couple of months.
Yeah.
And so I feel like maybe I just missed one, and because I'm not really a Superman fan, I probably was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah. So we're going to watch it and react
to it, and that'll go up at some point before Superman, some point in June.
And hopefully there is no joke about Superman talking to a random Wildstorm character and saying, oh, yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Superman and the boy.
Some of you were really upset at how upset I was about that, by the way. Jesus Christ on a crutch. All right, let's get into some other general DC news though.
Let's do it.
Because Matt Reeves, not Matt Reeves, but James Gunn has been talking about some things.
A
lot of things. And so I think we should probably talk about a few of them at the very least.
Let's do it.
Which one do you want to start with? Because I sent you a bunch.
Okay. Was I supposed to watch that?
No, I sent you. Okay. Well,
look, I know what I want to talk about first.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What is it?
I can't believe they're skipping Comic-Con.
I am a little shocked.
I
don't think that was up to them. Ultimately.
Correct. Yes.
I feel like that was not up to them.
That was a corporate decision, not a James Gunn decision.
I feel like that was a Peter Safran decision. I feel like
corporate.
What I mean is because even Marvel backed out.
Yes.
Or at least or not. I don't think they backed out, but I think they scaled back something or other. But I think a lot of them were looking at just the cost of it and saying, hey guys, do we need to? And I mean, they don't really, because if you think about it, they don't really need to go to hype up Superman, clearly, because it just broke the ticket website. So they don't need to worry about that. It's already like the fastest selling movie of the year. Don't need to worry. So we're good with Superman. Peacemaker is a streaming series, low risk, high reward. And it's season 2, so it's even lower risk. You've already got a built-in audience.
Yeah,
you're good there. And then Supergirl just finished principal photography.
I mean, you could have a sizzle. You could have something by then.
You totally could. I'm not saying you couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this: James Gunn could. Not everybody makes movies like James Gunn. You know what I mean?
Know, but I feel like
I agree.
If you're like Michael Bay and you do selects.
Well, we know that they're taking Peacemaker, I think, to Comic-Con Expo in Mexico.
Yeah,
because that falls. Because you also got to remember, just from a date calendar perspective, I think that fall. I don't have the dates right, but I think that falls like right before when it makes sense to go do it, and it's smaller scale. And it's literally just going to be James Gunn and John Cena. Like nobody else is going, and it's just a Peacemaker thing. So I think it's more of a bummer, but I also get it. Like if I'm Peter Safran and I'm like, hey, we've got a nickel and dime for a little bit until this movie actually comes out.
I think that's the more telltale is like if you had, I don't want to try and exactly steal what Mike Vogel said on the Geek Buddies, but like if you had confidence in the idea that this movie was going to do gangbusters, you'd be there to super celebrate it 2 weeks later. So that's where I'm like,
I disagree.
But at the same time, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the company.
Oh, I still disagree.
I'm
The main reason I disagree is because we keep hearing every other day about how broke these guys are. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Well,
they are
yeah,
like they have to penny pinch with marketing.
correct.
And Comic-Con, kind of like with the Super Bowl with their commercial costs,
Yeah,
it costs the studios money to reserve those halls for that amount of time and to put on those productions. And those costs just keep skyrocketing, especially in the current economic climate we're in.
yeah.
It, I got to be honest, I get it.
I
I get it. I
I
honestly get it.
I financially get it. I still think they should do it, but I don't fault them for it. I just think you should.
I think
You got enough
I
going
think it's just a
on.
bummer. I think everyone's just getting
Yes.
caught up in the fact that it's a bummer. They
Yeah.
want them to be there. I want them to be there. But if they come out and they haven't officially said why, but if they come out tomorrow and say, "Hey guys, we just don't have the $5 million or however much, that Comic-Con wants us to pay for the time." Yeah, especially when you look at, you know, ticket sales for events in general are just down across the country. Like as somebody who's dealing with that like on a lower level, like like comedy shows are having trouble filling rooms right now. Like ticket sales just
Yeah.
for concerts, for anything unessential are low right now. And so for Warner Bros. And DC to look at it and go, you know what? We can't even guarantee that like we're going to be able to fill the room.
Yeah.
Eh,
No, yeah.
eh.
I get why. But yeah, it would be cool if they were, but at the same time, the flip side is you are then advertising stuff that's coming out 5 months later and a year later. So I get it.
Well,
Like when you think about that, like there are plenty of other conventions and situations you can get into to advertise Supergirl that'll be in 2026.
yeah,
And like you said, they're going to be at the other one there. Sorry, I went to our
you're good.
our reaction to see what people said, and I had to put a comment in there for us. So,
Oh, okay. Appreciate that. Well, but also when you think, but also again, that does go to like, I get a very James Gunn, and we're going to get into this a little bit more in some of the news we're going to talk about here that's still Superman related, but James Gunn is, from everything we have seen, running DC Studios and learning the lessons from what Marvel did. Marvel was not out the gate with massive Hall H showcases at Comic-Con for their stuff until well into it.
yeah, they did casting announcements.
Yes,
but they didn't
but there was
do
not like it is now. Not like people
Yeah.
were wanting right now for Superman. Right now, I think they're being of like, hey guys, yes, we're rebooting something that already kind of existed. Let's treat this like it's day one.
Yeah.
Let's not put the cart before the horse. Let's just get this one movie a massive success first, because you got to write, as somebody who just came from a huge corporate event not too long ago, you got to book that shit so far in advance to get the production underway, to get everything squared away. Odds are they didn't have the fucking money at the time, and
Yeah.
your project isn't. That's a huge risk, because again, what if the movie blows?
Yeah.
What if it sucks? What if the best stuff has been in the trailers? What if this movie is an unmitigated mess and it flops hard?
Yeah.
Then they would have blown all that money on a Comic-Con thing, and then they got to go, what? Now they got to go try and polish this turd?
Yeah.
Do you want to have to Madam Web this shit? No.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks they're not going, but
Yeah.
what them to do?
Hopefully it's not a telltale sign. But yeah,
No.
I think you're right. It's the financial aspect of it is way beyond what they're willing to do. So
Yeah,
that makes
I
sense.
don't buy that I don't buy any of that for 1 second. So let's get into some of the stuff that James Gunn has been talking about and revealing. First and foremost, he has confirmed that a Wonder Woman film is officially in development at DC Studios, separate from the Paradise Lost series. So they are, whatever that means, they are moving ahead with, we got to get the rest. We got to do it eventually.
Yeah, I think this is a shut up about it, people. We're gonna do a Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah,
stop.
I like. Did you guys did people really think they weren't gonna do Wonder Woman again?
Yeah.
That was seriously a theory I was seeing going around. Like, can't believe they still haven't confirmed they're doing a Wonder Woman. Did you really think?
Yeah.
They would never do Wonder.
Think
really?
about when he did that initial video.
Yeah.
Think about everything he said had nothing to do with the last 4 or 5 movies that had been released.
Exactly.
She was in 2 of them. Like, they're
and
just
not to mention the fact that she had a fucking cameo in Shazam that hadn't even come out yet. So they couldn't be like, don't worry, we're gonna. It's like, no, guys, she's still appearing in shit. You contractually cannot recast her until she's done.
Yeah, I think that initial announcement, he didn't talk about her because we weren't. Look, he cherry picked stuff after that thing. So that's why I think, like, you're not going to announce a Wonder Woman when she's. He didn't announce a Shazam. He didn't announce a new Black Adam. He didn't announce a new Aquaman. He didn't announce any of those things. So that's where I just get to that point of, like, now that we're a year out, now that people are talking about Superman.
Yeah, people are talking about it now. That it's no longer just a new Superman.
Yeah. So I think
now it's like, yo, when's that come out?
Yeah. Here, let me do the broken record thing one more time.
Do it.
The success of Superman will be the make or break of all the announcements. Because I'll put money on the fact that thing does gangbusters in the first 2 weeks. We're going to see a new slate of DC films within 2 months.
Well, and we're going to get into more of that because James Gunn has already started speaking on the future of DC. I mean, they are planning. Yeah. They are planning still, but it's also very clear they are not, again, not to say it's, but they're not trying to put the cart before the horse. With the Wonder Woman thing, it's, when they announced Paradise Lost initially, it was like, hey, you guys really liked the stuff on Themyscira.
Yeah.
In Wonder Woman. You guys really liked that. We really like that too.
Yeah.
Let's do more of that. Let's do more of that. Because even in Wonder Woman 84, the stuff at the beginning with their version of the Olympics basically was dope.
I didn't watch it, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh, did you never watch 84? Ever?
No,
at all?
No.
Oh, I thought you, okay. I mean, it's not good. But there's a whole opening sequence at the beginning that takes place in the past when Diane is a child on the Amazon island, and it's basically like a games. It's like it's a big huge action sports stunt sequence. It's super cool on screen, and it's honestly the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, you take that and just make that into an HBO Max series.
Yeah,
cool. I'm in.
So no, I mean, this is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Again, Superman does gangbusters. You're going to start seeing announcements like it's going out of style because you can't tell me they don't already have someone they're eyeing for Batman, for Wonder Woman, for all of these things. And it's just that, like, all right, we're hovering our foot against the gas to see what Superman does. Once Superman, hopefully, does bank, we're putting it in gear. We're popping that clutch. We're going, and now we're off to the races.
You also
because if Superman works,
Supergirl's
gonna work. So now you've got 2 hits.
Yes,
you do 2, and I don't think it needs to do $1 billion to do like, hey, this is a success. But if it does 700 or 800 million, that's at least enough for them to go like, okay, people are here for this thing, especially if it gets all the positive critical, because that's been the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Is like Batman vs Superman did financially very well, but not everybody liked it.
Even financially, it wasn't as big a hit as they were hoping for.
No,
like it turned a profit, but it wasn't the world altering amount of money that, you know,
I mean, it did like 800.
No, it did well.
Yeah.
But even Warner Brothers at the time reported that they still considered it like a financial disappointment because it didn't cross $1 billion, and everybody was kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's also because they probably spent 800 million in advertising.
But they did. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But, you know, it goes to what you're saying. Going to what you're saying is James Gunn confirmed that he is in some way developing a Superman sequel. There will be a mid/post credit scene, but he said he's not making the mistake he made in his Marvel days. His words. Don't at me. That he's not going to try and set things up. He's not going to try to commit to too much in the post credit scenes. You know, when you go back to like Guardians Volume 2, which I think most people agreed had like 6 post credit scenes.
Yes.
And you had one that was like Stan Lee talking to a bunch of the Watchers, and everybody was kind of like, and then What If comes out, and everyone's like, well, but what is this?
Yeah.
And what about? And it's like, you've kind of you've done
played around too much. You played around way too much with this stuff.
Yeah.
Just let us see Supergirl and be done.
Yeah. So he also confirmed that apparently in this DCU that we're going to be going into, superheroes / metahumans have been around for give or take 300 years. Basically, they're not as new to the world as they were in the Snyderverse, where it was like Superman was the first, Batman had been around 20 years. And Superman had been around for a year, and that was basically it. And then we fudged it later on because we didn't know what we were doing. This is like, no, these guys have been around a while. Superman has been around. Specifically, he said this is like his 3rd year. This is Superman's like 3rd-ish year. And this is the DC universe. Shit just exists. Just this is a comic book world come to life. This is what we're going to be living in.
Yeah, which I think is smart because I think we're all past Origins, but it also means you get to do whatever you want.
Yes.
You want to do a Justice Society movie or show that takes place in the 60s? Go. You want to do the Justice League of the 1800s? Go. You want to do Jonah Hex and Red Tornado? No, what is that guy's name?
I know you're talking about.
Is that Marvel or DC? Anyway, point is there are plenty of Old West superheroes. That the Red Fox, whatever the Red Whip Zero guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is there's plenty of characters in all kinds of versions of timelines. That means you can have them, and also that means like we're going. I mean, I'm not going to go this far because they haven't shown that here, but like. What's out there? If the Lantern Corps is here, we have 3 confirmed Green Lanterns in the DCU at this time that we know about, which means that there are Red Lanterns, Yellow, blah, 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 all those other guys are out there.
There's at least like 500 more out there.
So I think this is a nice lived-in universe. I am now personally as fun as it was to watch the MCU build itself.
Yeah.
Doing something where we're just in it and we can just go, I think is such a much more fun idea for, again, how many times has Superman been rebooted the past 20 years? Batman, how many times we don't need Batman's origin.
How do we get out of the cycle of origin storying all these heroes again?
Yeah.
You just don't bother. You just say, screw it. We're just here. We're just here. You'll get their origin through good storytelling and character development moments.
Yeah.
That's how you'll do it. You know, we didn't get Peacemaker's origin before we got Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad. We got Peacemaker, then we got his show, and we got his origin in pieces throughout the show.
Yeah.
That's just good storytelling. I don't need you to show me popcorn and pearls at the beginning of a movie to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
It's Batman. I know who Batman is.
Yeah, we know. Relax.
Yeah,
Please
I think the MCU Spider-Man was probably the best example of that. That was good testing ground from it. We have now we've had 2 Spider-Man origins in the last 10 years that did not directly involve Uncle Ben getting shot. We had Tom Holland's, and we had the one from the new animated series on Disney Plus that was not just a big. It was, those are 2 times we have changed how we approach the origin of a superhero, and it's gone over and been well received. Now it's DC's chance to say, guys, we can just do Batman, and we already kind of did that with Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
Few other things just out of some stuff James Gunn has revealed. Someone asked if Ultraman is Lex Luthor's version of Superman. He replied, quote, "That's close," which is interesting. Don't know what that means. So cool. And he said there is no Justice League yet. I think that's pretty obvious. And I think that's that from that post. I'm just scrolling through all the posts I've sent Matt over the last 48 hours to make sure we haven't missed anything. Oh, and then just some other stuff. Nathan Fillion talked about being he has filmed at least his scenes for 1 episode of Lanterns. I think it was confirmed he's going to be in 3 episodes of the show, I believe, or have make 3 different appearances. But he said he has seen one of the episodes he appears in, or at least the stuff he's filmed already, and says it's already looking really great.
Yeah.
So I'm and also we missed this last time we were doing DC news. But I guess Laura Linney got cast in Lanterns. We don't know who yet. Don't know who yet, but if we're playing with, a slightly older Hal Jordan, not that I'm saying Laura Linney is old, but just but
not a kid.
But when I'm looking at age ranges, could we be looking at our Star Sapphire? Could we be looking at our Carol Ferris, you think, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the story we're telling.
Because you don't cast Laura Linney as nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's especially coming off Ozark. Don't like because like not but they also just cast, and I forget her name, but the other girl from Ozark is now our Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four, which is coming out. So like, you don't cast people from this one of the biggest streaming shows of the last few years to have her just be Anne, the made up character who's Jon Stewart's therapist for this. Like no, this is Laura Linney.
Yeah. I would not be against her being Carol Ferris / Star Sapphire, depending on what they're doing with that character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's amazing in everything she's in.
Yes.
So it's never a bad idea to hire good talent. Whatever character she's playing, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yes, I agree. And to just end on a Batman note, because why the hell not? We apparently we've been getting some reports of some actors testing for Clayface.
Yes.
Let me read off these names here. So the names we got were all of them are British, first of all.
Yes.
Which because they're just better actors. George McKay, who was in 1917, Tom Blythe, who was in the Hunger Games, the new one, Jack O'Connell, who was in Sinners, which I still have not seen, and Leo Woodall from The White Lotus, which I have not seen either. I am not familiar with any of these guys personally, by name anyway. I may have seen them in other. I've seen 1917. George McKay, I don't know by name. Let me. This kid. Oh, I like him.
Okay.
What have I seen him in? What do I know him from? Crap. What do I know him from? I like him.
I'm looking up his IMDb right now.
I have it right in front of me. Is it just do I remember from 1917? That might just be what I remember.
He's in the Peter Pan.
Oh, I liked him in was he who I'm thinking of?
He was in
11/22/63.
Munich,
Yeah,
1917,
I liked him in.
Nuclear.
Did you ever watch 11/22/63,
No.
the miniseries that J.J. Abrams
Mm-mm.
did the music
No.
for? It was a Stephen King series.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's in it. It's pretty. I liked him. Yeah, I like him. He's one of those guys like I've seen him in a ton of stuff, just as like bit parts, supporting roles here and there. He's a very good
Yeah.
character actor. Um, okay, all right, I like him. Tom Blythe. See, I'm not a Hunger Games guy. I'm not a young adult dystopian fiction. I'm a 36-year-old man. Can't say I've seen anything this guy has been in. He's got a
Nope.
much smaller resume. No, nope. Didn't. Was he in that 2010 Robin Hood with what's his
Taron
name? Russell
Egerton.
Crowe?
Oh,
No,
Russell
he's the Russell Crowe
Crowe.
one. Oh no, the less said about the Taron Egerton one, the better.
The less said about both those movies. Neither one of them
Yeah,
were very
we
good.
haven't really had a good Robin Hood in a long time. Jack O'Connell. Yeah, I haven't seen Sinners yet. I really, really want to. I've heard it's
really, really good. I just haven't.
really good. Yeah,
I need to wait on streaming for that one.
yeah, me too. This Jack O'Connell guy's gonna be in the new 28 Years Later movie.
Okay.
Looks cool. I don't think I've seen it.
One journey through space later.
All right, so I think that's all the things.
Maybe.
I think so. Who knows? By the time this gets up, something else could have been dropped. Who knows?
Yeah.
We never
This
know
is all
anymore.
the things as of Wednesday night.
Yeah, all the things as
I
of
feel like
Wednesday
there
night.
was. I feel like there was something else.
Here's the thing I do want to say to kind of put the final tip on the bow, as it were, with Superman and going forward with DC and all that. I think if there's anything that should give DC, James Gunn, Peter Safran, and the folks at Warner Brothers a moment to just take a breath and go, hey, maybe everything is going to be okay. Your movie just broke the fucking box office record for pre-sale.
Yeah.
That Fantastic Four set like a week ago.
Yeah.
That's not nothing.
Yeah.
That's not nothing.
People want to see this.
People want to see this movie. That tells me that people are saying that people know about it. They give a shit enough about it. In a time where people are, as I said, shaving money where they can, every chance they can, not going to events, not going out, really having to, think about stuff like that. People were still like, but we're still spending money to go see Superman, right?
Yeah.
Like we're going to go see that 3 days early, right? Right.
Yeah. Which I think is a perfect idea, because then you can get the word of mouth out before it even premieres.
Well, and also as somebody who is really picky about going to the theater nowadays because people don't know how to act, I feel confident that the people who are going to be at this 3-day early IMAX screening are gonna like they're gonna be there to cheer and like react.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna be there to let the movie babysit their kids for them. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It's like, Mom, we spent a lot of money on these tickets. You sit down and watch the damn movie. You know what I mean?
I will say this. Like, usually I'm the guy who on the day of, it's pretty easy for me to buy tickets for any freaking movie, no matter how big it was.
Sure.
I use that link for the Amazon Prime maybe midday.
Mm-hmm.
And it was already half full.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 6 IMAX theaters doing this showing within 15, 20 miles of where I live.
Yeah.
That's not nothing. The fact that means people want to see this movie. This is Houston. Like, there are, I think, 12 IMAX theaters in this town.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they're already filling up on a preview like that says a lot.
And I'm in Superman country. I'm in Superman country. I'm in a big city. I'm in sandwiched between 2 huge cities. There are IMAX theaters galore around here. Full. Yeah. If my buddy had not said, "Hey, I got an extra ticket," I'd be waiting until the weekend to see it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So we're ready for this. And yeah, we're still figuring out how to end things now that we're not doing the same show anymore. But with that being said,
let's do something different. With that being said, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you want to follow us on our social medias, you can find Mike at Mr. Mike Shea across everything. You can find me at The Hustle Man. And then you can now follow us at DC Junction across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X,
not Twitter,
Threads, Blue Sky, Myrmidon.
No, stop. And just guys, we'll we're in a transition period with this. Bear with us, but we're still going to keep bringing you guys cool stuff. I'm still streaming on Saturday, still working my way through Batman Arkham Asylum. Fun fact, we were wondering, how am I going to play the rest of them all when they're all on my PS4? Well, the Steam summer sale went into effect, and I was able to get the entire collection for $9 on my computer. So we're just going to play through all of them, baby. Yeah. We got Lego Stream. Yeah, everything. We're still doing the same shit. Just calling it something different. That's all it is. So we'll see you guys. And this opens us up a bit more to just do more stuff on the fly. So like as stuff comes up, we'll be back as soon as we can. And make sure you subscribe. So you see, this one still works. So make sure you guys know as soon as you know when we're dropping something. And we'll see you guys again here next time on DC Junction.